So I've got all the oil lines off. I've got new washers here, but there's got big ones which go under the banjo bolt, little ones which go under the check valve washer to the main crankcase, allegedly. That's what it says. So that's what we'll run through, and let's go and get these lines on. So the plan is take the banjo bolt out, put the, let's give that a wipe off, that's covered in oil. So we put the big one at the top, over the top of there. That goes through there like so. And then the little one. Right, sorry about that, the battery went flat. So this is the first oil line going in. That's that one. I'll tighten these down once I've got them all in and we're happy with their position of them. So I'll do the middle one next. This one out. Right, that one's still got the lock washer on it. Now I'm going to get that off. Yeah, I'll have to get a screwdriver or something to dig that off, because it ain't coming off. We're going to have to knock it off, I suppose. I don't know. Or is that the top? It's hard to tell. Oh no. No, that is the top. Right. So from my little bag, I've got a small washer to go at the bottom. He says if you can even open the bag. Put down there. And the big washers to go at the top. I'm pretty sure that's a cost cutting exercise, because I seem to remember that they used to both have the same size washers on, so yeah, I'm not sure about this. Yeah, it's got a big washer at the top. So, which is where it goes anyway. So, big washer on the top, and then it goes over the step. Then this goes through the oil line, which is the next longest one. The red section of the oil, because one's got a white end, one's got a red end. The red end always goes towards the engine, and then you've got the little one that goes underneath. You need to feed this through this opening on this side back into where the oil leads go, and then without dropping that, get that in. Just get that down hand tight. Okay, that's that one done, and then the last one. That took a while to come out. Right, that's that one there. Yep. Cool. Oh, I've got oil in my mouth now. Lovely. Right, and then the last lead. Right through there. A little one on there. Feed it down through the opening, which I've done. The washer's come off, which I'm nearly there. Keep going, keep going. And it's in. Just do that down hand tight. Nice. Right. So, all I can taste is 2-stroke oil. Hang on. See is all 3 of the oil lines. First one there, middle one there behind the clutch cable, and the last one over here. I'm only doing them up hand tight because when I start the bike up, I'm going to do a pre-fuel mix with 2-stroke oil and petrol in the tank, because there will be no oil at all in the oil system. So it will smoke a bit, but I'm going to be running it on pre-mix. And then once I get all of the oil through the tank, the pump, I can bleed all the lines, then lock them down once and for all, and then the crush washers will be crushed and it should seal up. So that's done. The next thing we want to do is attempt to get the carburetors on. You can see the oil lines have all come through down here. I've still got to put the pump and gasket on. I'm going to start to attempt to put the carburetors back on. I want to fit the carburetors in, but each one of them, the fuel pipes have pulled out, and on one of them, this little air vent, as you can see sticking out the side of this one, and this one is missing from this one. So leave them laying there. What I've got to do is get these somehow in here. I'm going to work out how deep they need to go, mark the depth, then we're going to tap them in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to smear them very lightly with some JB weld, so when they go in they don't come out again. And then next time, rather than pulling the pipes out, I will cut the fuel pipe off, and then that way they'll never come out again. Because I just went to fit the carbs, but then I suddenly realised I can't fit the carbs because I haven't got these pipes in. Right, let's have a measure and see what sort of depth we're looking at here. It seems to be 15mm, which is quite a way down. $15mm. Yeah, they're all 15mm. Okay, so I'm going to go and grab the torch and have a look down there and see what's down there. See how far we drive them in, but you can see from this mark it's only been in about that far. We're going to get a bit of stuff and clean these up as well, just to make them so that we should in theory be able to push them down, but they're quite a tight fit at the minute. Right, so I've got the 2-part epoxy. So we're going to squirt out equal amounts onto here. Do I have to break this? Oh no, there we go. Oh my god, loads has come out. Come on. Oh crikey, I'll put the lid on. That's it. Right. So we'll mix this up. I probably shouldn't have done this on paper actually. Right, where's the bits? I don't actually want a lot. Goes in there. That's as far in as I can get it, but that doesn't matter, it's in. And then what we'll do is carefully just smear the epoxy around the bottom. That makes a seal. So that's one in. I'm going to put some much on here. 2 in. This is the last one. That's 3 in. They all seem to have gone to the same height. They don't seem to have gone right in, but that's the best I can do. Right, just smear the epoxy around the bottom a bit, make a good joint. Right, let me get rid of that. They can go outside. I'll leave these to dry overnight. Then tomorrow morning I can fit the U-boats. Sorry, carburettors. This I've just found is a really handy little tool. It's got a hammer in the end of it, a pair of pliers. I'm going to clean this up. That's going to go in my toolkit. Right, before I fit these, I just wanted to show you that there is a specific left-hand carburettor. So these push onto the engine that way, so the exhaust system will be at the front here. So we're standing at the back of the bike looking at the carbs. You'll notice that the middle one and the right one have the vent tubes coming out the left-hand side. The left-hand carburettor has the vent tube coming out the right-hand side. There's also another subtle difference. The right-hand and middle carburettors have the air screws here and here. If you look on this one, it's not on this side. It's actually on the outside, on the left-hand side, so you can come in and adjust the screw. So in the unfortunate event you ever need a new left-hand carburettor, make sure you buy the right one, because there's no way you're going to be leaning over from this side adjusting the air screw. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wind all of these little air screws in just until they bite. So you crank them in just until they seat. You don't crank them in, just literally till it seats. Then we're going to back it off half a turn, 1 turn and 1/4 of a turn. So we're going 1 1/4 turns out, and I'm going to do that for all 3, because when you start the bike up, that's a good point to start from. And then I'll have to obviously spin this one round because it's on the other side. It just means you can do your setting up while everything's off the bike. Half, 1 1/4. Right, so they're all set. So we'll go out, we'll whack these on the bike. Hopefully my mod I did with my JB weld is nice and dry, and you can almost see about putting the tank on, setting up some airlines. We've got to adjust the throttle stops at the moment, so what I've done on all of them, apart from this one, I've wound, closed the throttle guide all the way down. Yep, they're all free moving. And then we can, there's an adjustment we've got to do using some pencils. I'll show you that as well, so that when we pull the throttle cable, all the float, not the floats, all the slides open at the same time. You notice the bit that pushes on the back of the carburetors onto this stub here has got this like little liner in it. So what I tend to do is I tend to smear a tiny bit of motor oil or 2-stroke oil around the nozzle here, so when I put it in there it just slides in and nicely seats. So let me just get a tiny bit in the cup and I'll show you. So that's all I do. I take a bit from the bottle and pour it into there, then just dip my finger in, put a tiny smear around, and we'll push the carb on. So let me get set up and I'll show you this in action. Right, you don't want to know what cam we're on at the moment. We're on axle stand, piece of wood, reel of cable and plastic connector cam. Oh my god. Right. Right, let's get on with it. Enough of that. So we'll just have a bit of 2-stroke oil. all the way around here, just to slide. You don't need a lot. All I'm doing is just making a slippery surface for the carburettor to go on. And then there's a bolt that goes through the bracket there. Quickly just chuck that through. Now, being we're coming from the right hand side, we want the head of the bolt on the left. Cool, that's a bit out of alignment. Okay, have to get a spanner on that. Right, so that's the first one on. I'll come back to that because I need that carb thing there is not going through very well. So we'll do this second one here. And these are just the little bits that if you take your motorbike into one of these so-called professional restorers, they'll just push your carbs on. They haven't got time to do this the proper way. That's why I hate garages. They're just there to rip you off and take your money. I'm not saying they're all like it, but there's some very shoddy people out there, and it's a shame really. So all you want is your bike. Right, let's put this bolt through. Oh, it's fallen over. This one's got the oil pump cable in the way. Right, that one's on. I'll come after that oil pump cable in a minute. I need to oil that up badly. Right, that's got that out of the way. Right, what I'm going to do is come round your side and we'll do the last one. But I've got to go in the house and get it. So let me get set up round the other side with all the bits and pieces. If I do that. I'm going to have to move you actually because I can't get there to work. Well, I don't know how you managed to get that close, but you're right in there. So just a drop of oil around the edge there, just to make it ready to slide on. And then in comes our left hand carburettor with the oil screw facing out. Now why is that hitting on the clutch cable? That's got it. And what did I forget to do? Yep, you've got it. I forgot to put the bolt in. That's it. Right, car, I'll tell you what, it's nice seeing them carburetors back on again. We spent all that time with the lovely bank. 3 carburetors. Right, I'm just going to off camera just use a term, bollocks these on. I don't know how else to put it, tighten them up, but yeah, and then I'll come back to you. I won't put the air filters on yet because obviously we've still got some work to do here. I've got to get down, I've got a last minute bit of wiring to do, but this is the neutral switch which comes off of this point here. I took the neutral switch off and I have cleaned that up, so I know that that's working and contacting. But the key thing is when you do the wiring, but that wiring there is not the best, that all wants a clean up. It's supposed to be green, that wire that's now black. So right, let's have a tidy up and we'll be back. I've pulled the throttle cable off and I've had a look at it, and it seems nice and smooth. I can find no binding or anything. It's got a tiny bit of surface rust on some of the cables. So I've rigged up a very tall oiler, because obviously the top isn't straight. So we start to get some oil running down in here. So what you got with the throttle cable is the one that goes around the throttle comes down, goes into this like container here, and then you've got 4 coming out. You've got 3 pretty much the same length here that go to the carburetors, and then you've got this odd one here which goes down and goes to the oil pump. So I'll probably open this up and have a look in there, but I don't know. I need to get these oiled, and it should be nice and smooth. So I'll do my 80s trick, because that works better than that stupid cable oiler thing, and we'll get this lubed up. Right, I was rocking out then and I forgot to put the camera on. So anyway, yeah, it's working fine. Right, so cable's all oiled and feels beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I've got to tighten this back up a bit. I went inside with some electrical switch contact cleaner. I've done all the switches here for the lights, and the kill switch has had a good dousing. Just doing this back up again, just trying to get it to the right angle really. And then we can connect the throttle, and we should be good to go. But yeah, I'm kicking myself. I forgot to put that looks about the same angle, doesn't it? Let's go there. Forgot to put the camera on, and that's the problem. You're sort of chilling out, just beavering away, getting stuff done, and then you forget to put it back on again. Right, let's lock that there. I can always adjust the angle of this later on when we're riding, if need be. Right, that's on. Right, I'll reposition you and we'll connect the first carb thing.